The U.S. women's national soccer team, the other day, they took a knee before their game with Sweden. In fact, the Swedish team also took a knee, all to protest racism. The rolling R just gets longer and longer these days because there is so much racism. So they took a knee, as they always do, before their games because America sucks. But don't worry, America sucks and they're representing America. So I just have a general objection to the idea that you kneel for the national anthem and that you kneel before your games to protest how much your country blows and then you represent your country. Nope. Just as if you were a member of the New York Yankees and then before every Yankees game, you stood up and you were like, Yankees suck. I think everybody would be justified in hoping that you were traded. I think the U.S. women's national soccer team making the statement that America is horrible and systemically racist and terrible when they have become rich and famous for playing a sport that literally no one watches outside of the World Cup. They've tried several times to create a sustainable women's soccer league in the United States. It has never been particularly sustainable. It has survived on subsidies. That is pretty much all. The average attendance at these games is basically the immediate family. So the U.S. women's national soccer team, these women who have become rich and famous by playing a sport that originally was basically established by Title IX, now they spend their days kneeling for the laws and for the money, and then they lost. So the other day they lost to Sweden. Just before their 90-minute contest on Wednesday morning, the British women's soccer team knelt alongside their Chilean opponents. So this has now become like a worldwide thing. All of the teams are kneeling. Great. I mean, can't you feel the world getting better? The world's getting better because we all kneel about how racist we are. It's pretty great. Okay, but the U.S. women's soccer team then lost. They proceeded to lose 3-0 to the Swedes. When it came to match action, the top-ranked team in the world, the USA, suffered a surprising 3-0 defeat to the 5th-ranked Swedish team. That was their first loss since January 2019, breaking a 44-game unbeaten streak. The decision to kneel was motivated, according to Yahoo News, as a protest against racism and other forms of discrimination. It lasted about 10 seconds before an empty Tokyo stadium. So this is all very exciting stuff. I gotta say, I'm rooting pretty hard against the U.S. women's national soccer team because I don't think they are patriotic. Okay, just because they wear the flag does not make them patriotic. So what you get from the left is, oh, so you want the U.S. to lose? No, I want the U.S. to win by having people who are unpatriotic lose. How about that? I think if you spend your day like Megan Rapinoe making millions of dollars by claiming that you're a victim of American society, and you kneel for the national anthem, and you think the American flag stands for racism and bigotry and homophobia, and then somebody is stupid enough to give you an American jersey to wear, I think me rooting against you is not rooting against the American flag. I think it's me rooting against the person who roots against the American flag. It really is that simple. In fact, I think that there should be a widespread acknowledgement by the U.S. Olympic Committee that people who protest the American flag should not represent the American flag. If you don't like the American flag, I'm not sure why you should be wearing it. Again, I go back to the Yankees example. If you hate the Yankees and you think the Yankees suck, and you're going to protest the Yankees before every game, I don't think the Yankees should sign you. We'll get more into this in just 1 second. First, there are 1,000 reasons why protecting my home matters to me. I have 3 big ones. They are 7, 5, and 1, and they are just awesome. But here's the thing. I need to keep an eye on them because they are crazy. They're small children. Ring helps me do all of that stuff. If somebody stops by or something is going on outdoors around the house, Ring lets me know. It's peace of mind anytime knowing my home is protected. Ring has a special offer right now. Go to ring.com/Ben. It is the perfect way to start your Ring experience. One of the best benefits, you install the products yourself. The process is hassle-free. Your whole home is protected with easy-to-install indoor and outdoor cams. And get this, the cams work seamlessly with Ring Alarm. You see what's happening from anywhere, all in one very simple app. It's never been more important to have a reliable home security system. I'm pleased my family and I can keep an eye on our home, no matter where we are, right from our phone, and know when those packages are delivered. I love our Ring security system. Anytime I'm out of town, I still know exactly what's going on, which is fabulous. Protect your home anytime, anywhere with Ring Alarm. Go to ring.com/Ben for a special offer on a Ring Alarm security kit today. You can build the system that's right for your home, have it up and running in just minutes. That is ring.com/Ben. Once more, ring.com/Ben. I'm not going to make any bones about this. I hope the U.S. women's national team doesn't win a game. I think they've done more damage to the public comedy in the United States than virtually any other sports team in America. I think that they have spent pretty much all day, every day, complaining about how America's a terrible, horrible place, based, by the way, on their own decision-making. Recall they have this whole equal pay routine. First of all, the Men's World Cup is not the same as the Women's World Cup. The Men's World Cup is a multiple of the size of the Women's World Cup. Second, you guys voluntarily signed a contract whereby you didn't get a percentage, you got a flat fee. That's your own fault. And then you complain about how, well, the men get paid more. Okay, so you should have negotiated a better deal. It's all performative nonsense. And your performative nonsense actually has downstream effects for the culture. It turns out when the entire media mirror the notion that Megan Rapinoe is some sort of horrific victim of American society, that all you're doing is promulgating a lie. It's amazing who's considered a victim in American society these days, truly, truly. Not the person who is working 2 jobs and is poor and is being harmed by outside forces. Not that person. The person who's really victimized is Americans like Megan Rapinoe, Meghan Markle, Jussie Smollett. We have so many victims in American society. It's hard to keep track of all the victims who make lots of money in the United States. It's very hard to keep track of all the victims like LeBron James. It's so many victims who earn more money than anybody could possibly hope to imagine making and have had, honestly, the easiest lives in America. And yet these are the victims. These are the victims, man. So bottom line is, honestly, I'd rather have a patriotic team that loses than an unpatriotic team that wins. So if the unpatriotic team loses, I shed no tears for a U.S. women's national team. And this doesn't apply to everybody on the U.S. women's national team, by the way. Not everybody on the U.S. national team, I assume, agrees with these sort of social justice pandering woke nonsense that Megan Rapinoe pushes. But anybody who decides that they're going to go along with it, yeah, I hope you lose. I do. End of story. How's this for a title? Ben Shapiro Show subscriber destroys like button with clicks and logic. I'd watch that. Make it happen, gang.